Welcome, you jabronis, to Not Worth Your Time. Today we have a very special guest. Very special guest. I'm super excited to talk to the perfect package, Pete McGillicuddy, today. Wrestling legend. Maybe you've heard of him. You know, how was your week, Tom? Did you have a good 4th of July? What day is it?
It's definitely not 4th of July.
4th of July?
It's 4th. It's not 4th of July. Oh.
No, not anymore.
No. I haven't really been paying attention. Are you? Are you just in my headphones? Or can they hear me?
No. They can hear me. They can hear me. They hear me.
Okay, good. That's weird if I was just talking to myself. It's just I got shit to say, but hope everyone's having a good time. You got something to say? Can they hear Matt yet? No? Okay, well that's good. How about you be quiet then, Matt?
They can hear Matt. Matt, you're good.
They can?
Yeah.
I've been talking this whole time.
If he's in Discord, they can hear him.
I know. I was curious as to if that's what you were going to be up to. Welcome to the show. This is going to be the first show. Maybe you watched the Rough Craft. Just kidding. No one did. So we're going to give this one a shot. And maybe have a couple laughs. We decided the Rough Craft was too hard. And this was going to be easier. But so far, it seems to be hard. Because we're really working hard at it. And by we, I mean just Tommy. Just Tommy's working hard.
Tommy's working really
God
hard.
God bless him. Tom's the producer.
I spent
5
hours
Matt's
this morning on it.
Matt, please show your camera so I can finally
Okay,
see
all
this.
right. I got to preface this. I since we're talking about wrestling, I wanted to dress up as my favorite wrestler. So here we go.
Big reveal.
Here's my cosplay of it.
Nice and blurry.
Nice and blurry. Here we go.
Are you wearing a ball cap? Are you wearing a yeah.
I want you to fix
What
that.
Let's go.
Why is it so blurry?
I don't know. It's not doing it. But there we go. I'm my favorite. I dressed up as my favorite wrestler.
Oh, cool. It's frozen.
Is it
Way
frozen?
to go.
Oh, is it? Are we
Yes.
back yet?
It's not frozen on my screen.
This is
My favorite
This is
wrestler.
why you should have had the camera going for a little bit so we could figure that out. But it's fine. It's all gonna. It's
My
all
favorite
fine.
wrestler is Pitbull Montgomery.
Pitbull Montgomery.
My favorite wrestler.
You also went with a PM name. All right.
PM? Is that important?
None of that should be confusing. No, if that's what his name is, it's Pitbull Montgomery.
Pitbull Montgomery, because he's like a pitbull.
I mean, you have a.
Doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, or a child. He's gonna tear you limb from limb.
Such a feat. And of course, we know that bad dogs are made. They're not born that way. We love our animals, and then nothing bad.
Law enforcement.
They don't ever do anything bad. Those hellhounds.
Yeah. Well,
So Matt, I wanna. All right. So you're. So I'm talking to Matt. I'm not talking to Pitbull. You're just cosplaying. Okay.
It's me. I'm just cosplaying, man.
Cool.
I'm not anything.
Why does your camera? Why does it keep freezing?
Does it keep freezing?
You're
Or
good,
is it
Matt.
only on you?
It must be on your end.
How about
Did you go out and purchase a ball cap just for this?
I did.
Okay. Well, it looks good. It actually looks good.
Thank you.
You look just like Pitbull. Whole PM McG, we call him.
Yeah,
what was his Pitbull? What's his last name?
Pitbull Montgomery. He's from Alabama, and he was a heel in Japan for a while.
Why would you pick a name that's almost the same name as our guest that's coming on today?
Oh, what's his name?
Would it? The perfect package, Pete McGillicuddy, man. I know you're really gonna start crossing over some lines here. But Matt just watched wrestling with me. We just got back from a lovely vacation, and Matt just watched wrestling probably for the first or second time you ever watched it.
Second time we did it like an episode on Rough Craft.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember you being very enthralled with it. You kind of were like locked into it.
Jungle Boy was very cool, and now
he's not
now
Jungle Boy anymore.
He's a heel now.
He's a heel. He just turned heel. His name's like Jungle Boy, Shaq Perry. So he dropped the Jungle Boy shtick. Now he's no longer doing Tarzan, and he's having a great time. Well, that was the theme song. They had the Tarzan theme song. You didn't know that?
No, he really did.
Why would you know that?
Did he go? "Ah!"
The audience did it, and they did like a hand thing. So yeah, it was a good time. So hopefully you out there are wrestling fans. I'm a wrestling fan. I was a wrestling fan for years when I was a kid, and then I quit watching it, and I've just recently got back into it a couple years ago.
Because you're a big kid. Look at all those toys in the background.
Oh yeah, look at there's my signed wrestling picture back there for whatever. So yeah, but today we have, of course, a man from that needs really no introduction, but we can bring him in. Let's bring all the perfect package, Pete McGillicuddy in. Why? What the fuck else we got to talk about? Wrestling? You don't know anything about wrestling. I'm just going to talk to myself.
You're going to tell me. I was going to ask you a couple of questions about.
All right, we'll We could tell Pete to hang on. Who wants to hang on a little bit?
No,
Hang it back there in the
bring
green
Pete
room.
in. Bring Pete in. Come on, Pete.
Bring him in.
Bring on Pete.
We can. I mean, I can chit chat with Tom a little more if Pete's not ready.
Listen,
Pete,
you
you ready?
jabronis, what you doing tonight? This is Pete McGillicuddy. That's right, the perfect package. I've come to join the Not Worth Your Time podcast.
Yeah. Perfect package, Pete McGillicuddy. Look at him.
That's right,
going on,
Devon. How you doing tonight, Devon?
I love it when
and
you.
Maddie? Maddie?
Maddie?
That's right, Maddie.
Devon and Maddie.
Listen, Devon, I got to ask a really serious question here first thing. Okay,
Shoot.
boys? Listen, why in the hell did you call this the Not Worth Your Time podcast? You might as well just come on and said, listen, boys, this is Devon. We're going to show you an hour of women's wrestling now, and then they can turn the channel right away and don't even have to pay attention to it the rest of the time.
Well, we shouldn't say that women's wrestling maybe was a joke in the 80s.
Have you
and
watched
90s,
women's wrestling recently?
Oh.
Okay, come on now.
Oh man, you didn't watch the women's wrestling match the other night, or what?
I just watched
Asian lady won?
Medusa. I just watched Medusa take on what's her name? That old Japan lady from the Far
The
East.
whole-
Oh,
Well-
was that the same one we watched in AEW?
Yeah,
The one who was
where
taking
Medusa
on the
wrestled
Kanker
the old
sisters?
Japan lady, Medusa, who famously threw the women's championship in the trash on WCW.
Was she
No
never having
respect,
on?
no respect for the business right there. That one didn't.
And tell you what, Matt, that's why I don't know who she is. She broke kayfabe, went on another wrestling program, and dropped it in there.
Man, let me tell you something about kayfabe.
Oh, you doing Hulk
What
Hogan
about
right
it,
now? Let me
Maddie?
tell you
What about
something.
it,
Let me tell you something about kayfabe. Pitbull, when in Japan, he would get those people riled up as best he could. Now he was the
What-
greatest. What Pitbull? He was the greatest heel in Japan.
He just
would try
started
to get-
talking differently. I just wonder if that's what Pitbull sounded like if you were cosplaying him.
Pitbull. What Pitbull would do is he try to get the crowd to chant. He point to this side and go, Hiroshima, Nagasaki,
Oh
Hiroshima.
my god!
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. He would say,
But I mean, he was the greatest heel. They hated him.
You don't
hated
say.
him.
Don't say. Maddie, I can damn well guarantee that was never happening in Japan right there, because those people would come out and taking him out of that ring and dragging him out of the street and beat him down. I did tell you
Why
right
do you
now.
think he's retired?
They take wrestling very seriously in Japan.
They
It's much
do.
more
I mean,
of a sport.
they hate him. They can't go
Yeah,
back.
And which promotion did you wrestle in Japan, Matt?
I mean, let me. I don't remember right offhand.
Oh, okay.
Japan.
You don't remember the one wrestling promotion?
He did the
JWF,
JWF.
old Japan wrestling, old Japan wrestling.
The
All
Japan
Japan
Wrestling Federation.
Come
is what
on,
you just
Manny.
said?
He did
Come on.
He did JWF.
The Japan Wrestling, the JWF.
JWF. He was.
Local
It was.
from-
It's
must have been a
small ring.
local one.
Small ring.
Devon,
but he tried to make-
Devon,
he
it's
tried to
good
make
that
his
you're
name
here,
known.
because you
Well,
are
Matt-
the only thing saving this show right now. I'm telling you right now.
Well, Matt, whenever they wrestle at a small promotion, the ring's not physically smaller. It's like the
It was-
the
but
crowd
it-
may
I
be
mean,
smaller.
You know how Cell did in the Cell games? They had little spikes coming up in the corners.
Who I know, look at my Dragon Ball Z DVDs back there. You're
I
damn
saw it.
right.
I had to make the reference.
Exactly. Dragon Ball Z is a lot like wrestling. So,
All
but
right, Pete,
anyway,
what's up?
let's get to Pete. Pete,
Devon.
how you been, man? How long has it been since you last wrestled?
Oh, I mean, I wrestle every week, man. It's
you're
a
still on the circuit.
non-stop. In fact, next week I'm going to be actually later on this week I'm going to be wrestling for the Mid-Upper Fayetteville Federation Heavyweight Championship belt. I'm taking on Otto Von Ruthless. That's right. It's in a steel cage shoots and ladders match. So y'all be ready for that one.
What was the promotion again?
Mid-Upper Fayetteville Federation.
Oh, well, that's a mouthful. You
The
think
muff-
they
the muff
fit? They
belt.
fit, and they managed to fit all. Oh God, that's okay. That's how they managed to fit all that on a championship belt.
You better believe it. You better
Oh,
believe it.
wow.
We do
Is it
the
an
we do the
acronym?
we do the 20 pounds of silver, not the 10 pounds of gold. It's the 20 pounds of silver belt over there. There's got a lot of words on it. You
20
don't have to pay
pounds.
attention to
20 pounds of silver, very soft belt. You think getting hit with a silver belt would hurt less or more?
that. Nah, it hurts just as bad. I promise you.
Yeah, I actually picked up an actual replica belt the other day. They are heavy, and I'm like, this would hurt to get hit in the head with. This would actually hurt. I understand why they fall down and usually get pinned. Of course, nowadays, all the false finishes. Pete, do you like the current wrestling of today?
I got to tell you, Devon, I'm very disappointed in the current wrestling business. I mean, it's just these guys today. They don't understand selling. They don't understand, promotions. They don't understand how to gig themselves. If you know what
I
I'm
don't
talking
even
about.
know any of them. That's how
Mateo,
bad they
you
are at
shut up.
promotion.
Maddie, I don't listen to this crap from you. I'm talking to Devon over here. He knows what he's talking about.
Boy, he's firing off barrels at you.
I know he's
Matt. I want to call you
double-barreling.
Pitbull. You look just like him though. That's why I want to call you that. So you're not a big fan of the no selling. You don't think that these kids today, there's like 47 false finishes every match, and the finishers don't matter. They get stabbed and shot 7 times, and then they get beat with a roll up. You don't like that?
Yeah, exactly. Back in my day, now see, I come from the older school of wrestling. When
What
we'd
years
actually
what years were you active, Pete?
I've been active in wrestling since about 79, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, I've been actually in wrestling longer than that, but back in 79 is when I really started actually getting action in the ring, if you know what I'm saying. I was just a little ring rat before that, running around, setting up the rings and doing whatnot, getting the wrestlers their coffee, as they say. But
how shocked were you at Vince McMahon's being blown up?
Vince McMahon,
of course.
Listen,
on time, Matt's already trying to transition to Chris Benoit. Can you please hold on to the Chris Benoit talk? Please.
I said
we go on
McMahon.
like 10 minutes. And he's like, yeah, but that was the storyline that was happening at the time. That
was it? I didn't know
break.
that. I honestly didn't know that.
Did you really not know that?
I did not know that.
Listen,
because he literally blew himself up, and then he was going to go, I guess, on vacation or whatever he's going to do, and then this maniac murdered his family and himself, and he had to come back on television and go, guys.
See, this is what I'm talking about no selling. You don't get yourself blown up in a goddamn limousine and then come back to TV the next week.
You think Vince McMahon should have never returned to wrestling?
Exactly. If he comes out, he's got to be all scarred up, got his freaking walking on one ham hock, as they say, and maybe probably an eye patch or something like that.
Cut a leg or two off.
He should have come out in a burn victim unit.
He's completely covered.
How you sell.
He's wrapped up like a mummy.
Listen, boys. Freaking Ric Flair got into a plane crash back in like 76. He had to no-sell that because he was traveling with one of the other members of the other faction. So they couldn't say that the heels and the baby faces were traveling together. So he had to no-sell that he was in a plane crash. That's how you sell, boys. That's how you sell.
It's funny you say, because I just told Matt that story on vacation.
He did tell me that. He told me that Saturday.
And they got in a plane crash, and he gave a fake name to the cops after being in a plane crash. That way they wouldn't think that they were together, because back then people thought wrestling was real. I'm watching old wrestling clips of like Dusty Rhodes wrestling some guy, and the crowd's going fucking nuts just for he's like hitting him and punching him in the elbow, and the crowd's losing their mind, dude. I mean, these guys had guns pulled on them, knives pulled on them, had their tires slashed, all kinds of shit back in the day. People thought wrestling was for real, and it is for real.
Exactly. I have to cover my head up because there's nothing but scar tissue up here. Just complete scar tissue all over the place.
Like New Jack and all those guys.
Disgusting.
Just had all that.
Yeah. Now listen,
constantly blading.
You talk about this and that with that no selling
stuff. I do talk about this and that.
Excuse me, I'm joking on myself.
About me. We're talking about
no, getting up there in age. How old are you now?
I've been. Let's see. I just turned over to the 73rd birthday. 73 birththrough under my belt now. 73rd. I'm 73rd years old, and
that tracks. That means you started wrestling about. You were almost 30 when you started wrestling?
Something like that. Like I said,
about 40 years ago.
I was basically born in a ring by the time it was all said and done. My mom was a ring rat, when them girls that used to hang around and take
family ring rats.
Saying,
was your dad also a ring rat?
A lot lizard or something like that?
My dad was a wrestler.
Oh, your mom was a ring rat. Is that like a lot lizard? Yeah, is that
exactly.
So you were a ring rat.
Thank you, Dave. Oh, well, I was a ring rat for a little while. If you know what I'm saying. You gotta get into the business however you gotta get in.
I get it. You said you were getting some action in the ring in 79. So, were you having sex with grown men, with grown wrestling men?
Oiling them up.
Listen, we don't. That's kind of like that Dark Side of the Ring show. We don't talk about everything. We don't talk about it. We like to keep the dirty business in the ring. If you get what I'm saying.
I don't kiss and tell either, so I understand.
Exactly,
I understand completely.
Exactly.
Man's got to eat. Man's got to eat.
Man's got to eat.
So who was your first match against? Can you walk us through the whole thing from start to finish?
Oh God, it was ugly. This was back in Tulsa. I don't know if y'all have ever been to Tulsa, but it's terrible town.
And I believe that's Mid-South wrestling back then.
Yeah. Oh, probably. I don't think I ever qualified for those fancy pants promotions. We were doing a little bit more guerrilla style, Behind
I don't know. Please
behind
explain
the-
what
behind
guerrilla
the-
style wrestling
behind the
is.
7-Eleven.
And please don't. And please don't be.
7-Eleven.
Please don't be racist when you talk about guerrilla style wrestling, sir. Go ahead.
We'd set up a ring damn near in any parking lot you could find. We'd put a couple cars together, start wrestling. I believe I took on.
Hold on a sec, please. Hold on a second. You'd put a couple cars together and start wrestling.
Exactly.
Now,
You gotta make a ring wherever you can make a ring.
You're taking bumps on, like, you put two cars, like, what kind of, like, together or like side by side, and you would take bumps on them. Did you put ropes
You
at
put
all?
a bunch of cars. Exactly.
Did you fight side by side?
Ropes. What do you?
No one knows
ropes.
what that is, man.
We didn't have money for ropes back then, son. Come on, this is Tulsa. Nobody had money for nothing.
I mean, Tulsa's a
I was
nice
taking-
place. I mean,
I was taking on Fat Jim Mogert back then. He went by the name Grizzly Bear and took on that Grizzly Bear numerous times a week. I got to tell you.
you wrestled a bear numerous times a week.
No, he called himself Grizzly Bear, son. Come on now.
Okay.
You think I walk around telling myself I'm the perfect package? Man, I used to be called the California Crippler, but they had to change my name for some reason a few years back. They
political correctness. We
they-
can't
they,
keep. Yeah.
they said it couldn't go by California Crippler anymore. Didn't quite understand that, but
And there
I
was
do
a
what I
guy
can. Do what I
that
can.
used to do the crippler crossface, and we don't talk
Okay.
about him.
Oh well, I wouldn't know anything about that. But
You
like I said,
wouldn't know
a
about
man's
Chris
gotta eat.
Benoit? Wait a
Who?
minute. You don't know who Chris Benoit is?
I know exactly who Chris Benoit
Twice
is.
you have brought him up,
Okay.
and I haven't said
I
his
had
name
lunch
once.
with him last week. What are you talking about? Him and Owen Hart were at the diner.
Wait a minute. You had lunch with Chris Benoit
And Owen Hart. Yes, I absolutely did. 100%.
and Owen Hart. Okay, Owen Hart didn't even die of like anything. Oh, okay, all right, sir. I understand.
Exactly.
Look,
He
kayfabe.
didn't
What
die.
happened
You're
to Owen
correct.
Hart?
He didn't
I
die of
understand.
anything. You were
I
correct.
understand you're trying to keep. They announced he died on television. Both back they announced both of them died on television. Are you saying they were just kidding?
There was a man
you're-
called the Blue Blazer. There was a man called the Blue
JK.
Blazer.
So you're telling me when JR looks in the camera and goes, "Guys, this is not part of the entertainment. Owen Hart has died." That was all kayfabe.
It's kayfabe. Kayfabe. That's all there is to it, son.
So what's Owen Hart up to now?
Just eating at diners. That's all it is. It's nothing big.
Donna's with Tupac, man. He's just
Is he back in Canada?
hanging out.
You better believe it. Why would he come to America these days? Come on now.
That's true. The economy.
That's right. He was Canadian.
He was a Canadian fella. They wrestled with
What's
Stu
up with the
Hart.
Canadians,
Stampede
man?
Wrestling. I mean, they're people.
Canadians are crazed wrestlers up there. Crazed wrestlers.
Yeah, Stampede Wrestling was big up there, and so was what's the other promotion that was up there? I don't know, Pacific Northwest. That was more. But anyway, Stampede Wrestling, Stu Hart, the wrestling dungeon that Stu Hart cranked out a ton
Famous
of
wrestling
wrestlers.
dungeon. I was never
Absolutely.
never cool enough to go to the famous wrestling dungeon. I went to there was a place underneath a guy's cabin out in the woods. I don't know what it was called. He didn't refer to it to no dungeon, but it was what it was.
Okay, so you went to a
Damn.
strange man's cabin. Was this the grizzly bear?
No. That was
Okay,
Maple.
all right.
That was Maple Syrup Jones up there. That was he was quite the guy.
What is
Another
Maple
Canadian.
Syrup
Weird.
Jones? Yeah, that seems like a
Yeah,
Canadian fellow's
You
name.
ever seen wrestling? Him wrestling? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
So when you started in '79 and you wrestled and you got into it, did you ever get a stiff or a stint in the WWF? A stiff? Did you ever get a boner? No. Did you ever get a stint with WWF or WCW?
Listen, I wrestled on a lot of undercards, if you get what I'm saying there. So we'd sometimes wrestle like outside across the street from where these other WrestleMania 3, I was there, granted, but I was at the Waffle House next door, and we were just kind of doing what we could to kind of get a crowd going, if you get what I'm saying. So
Wasn't WrestleMania 3 the shitty one? Wasn't that the really bad one?
what? No, it was like a world record holder for a long time. They had
I thought
I
thought 2, 3, or 4. One of those was really bad. Like, they weren't really good. Wasn't like
everything
Andre
else
and Hulk
besides
Hogan wasn't
3
really good.
is terrible. You're right, but 3 was okay. 3 was okay.
I thought wasn't that Steamboat and Randy Savage? Was that WrestleMania 3? Or am I thinking?
Exactly. Now there
Okay,
was a
that
man
was-
that
I
could
watched that
sell
match. That
right
was good.
there. There was a man that
Which
could sell
one?
right there. Randy Savage.
Now, do you think Randy Savage is still
Popo.
alive?
What? No, that poor man passed away. What are you talking about?
Okay, so
Disrespecting the dead.
Randy
Good
Savage-
grief, man.
It's like, so the
Good.
Americans
I
are
mean,
dead, but the Canadians are
to-
lying.
To be fair, Benoit was Canadian. That's right. So to be fair, Benoit didn't die in the ring like Owen Hart did. He died outside of the ring.
He didn't
in his
die.
home
You're
in
correct.
Georgia.
You could have stopped your sentence right there, and you would have been fine.
I know a guy who sent some stuff to Fayetteville, Georgia.
I actually wanted to bring up old Dickless Dwayne. Now that you mentioned him, you
Well,
guys have
that's
some
a
of the
different
most.
show. That's a different time.
You talking about The Rock?
He hasn't
Are
been
you
on that
calling?
show.
Are you calling The Rock
I got
Dickless
I got
Dwayne?
pinned by The Rock once. I got pinned by
Oh
The
my
Rock.
God.
I bet you. Yeah, I was
Please tell us.
hiking up in the Smoky Mountains, and there was a landslide, and I got pinned by a rock. It was had to get out my shake weight and do. Oh boy! Had
I wanted
shake
to
it
ask
all
you
up
about
and
the shake weight that you
get that
have.
pump going.
Yeah, were you a sponsor of the Shake Weight?
Exactly. Yes, I was one of the original
Exactly.
founders of Shake Weight.
Is that
actually
from
came
all
up
your
with-
ring rat days? You were really good at using the Shake Weight?
I knew I could get some muscles building with that motion right there. So I said, yeah, we should turn this into something. You get
Did
what
it bring
I'm
you
saying?
back to your ring rat days?
Again, we don't kiss and tell here on this show, gentlemen. I believe you boys need to just.
That's all we do here.
I don't believe you kiss anybody there, so, Mr. Pitbull.
I can't believe you bought a bobcat.
Pit-
Anyway,
Pitbull was a
Pete-
homosexual man.
Pete, what was your signature moves and your finishing move?
Most of my signature moves were things like the abdominal stretch. That was a pretty intense one right there.
You give him a C-section right there in the ring.
The nerve pinch. You know what I'm saying? That nerve pinch. Good hold right there. Every now and then I'd get the old head scissors. You know what I'm saying? Just put them in that head scissors for a little while. But my finishing move was the twin hammers of doom. I brought down my double axe handle on their heads, and that was it. Show's over.
The twin
going to the
hammers
locker
of
room.
doom.
That's right.
Sounds like a Lord of the Rings novel.
I actually had to change my name from Pete Jackson at one point. That's my given name. I'm now Pete McGillicuddy. So.
It's 79. How old is Peter Jackson? He wasn't probably.
Well, they made me change my name later. It wasn't like I was the
I
California
see.
Ripper at
You
one
would think they
time.
would want you to keep your name to,
No,
No, I see.
clicks
There
and
was
viewership.
confusion because people were
Exactly,
coming. They're like, "Hey,
exactly.
Pete Jackson's gonna be here," and they're like, "Who's this wrestling guy over here dropping hammers of doom on people?"
Precisely.
Absolutely,
I
I
had to change the
understand.
name.
I understand. So you're
This is
wrestling
the
this
first
weekend,
year.
and how much do you make or so, give or take, for the mid upper?
Oh, you might as well talk to me about being a homosexual in the ring back in the day than ask me about getting paid. You don't ask a wrestler
So
about
you
getting
were a
paid, gentlemen.
homosexual.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. We don't
I
kiss
mean,
and tell
people are
around here.
curious. People don't really quite understand how much these guys make. I know, like guys
Okay.
like Stone Cold are making millions off merch sales and everything, but your your undercard guys aren't getting a whole lot of money.
You're right. Listen, we used to wrestle for like a can of aftershave and some dental floss. Whatever we could scrounge up. You heard that story about old Stone Cold eating potatoes every day, night and
That's
day.
right.
I mean,
Then he ran out of
that's a
potatoes.
luxury. I'd be happy to be eating potatoes right about now. Like I'm eating the freaking carpet lint at the next hotel is what I'm doing.
So how
Were
are you
Were
getting?
you a part of bum fights?
Bum fights? No. I would
Okay,
never
that
stoop
was-
to that level.
Never. Just you'd wrestle with some cars outside
Exactly,
of a 7-Eleven, but you wouldn't fight anybody.
No, those
For
those
real.
people are trying to kill somebody. We're putting on a show. We're entertainers, son. We're entertainers.
Putting your life
Devon
on the
and Matty.
putting your life on the line to entertain the people
That's something
in the
like that,
7-Eleven
something like
parking
that.
lot.
Something
Understand?
like that.
So what do you think of all from the territory days? The territory days.
Territories, huh?
Mm-hmm. When it
Say it again.
when you used to watch television, what did you grow up watching in the territory days?
Oh well, now see, listen, I did watch a lot of these the old Florida Championship wrestlings and whatnot. You talked about the Mid South, the Von Erichs down in Texas. These were all fantastic wrestling programs. Of course, I could never build myself up to the point where I could even do anything but lick the boots of those gentlemen. But I tried. You know what I'm saying? I tried. I got out there. I put on a show. People like to say that the wrestling's this fake thing. Brother, I got the scars to prove it. I got the scars. I can tell you, we were real wrestlers back in those days.
So what do you think about with that when people say wrestling is fake? What would you say to those people?
I'd say get in the ring for 3 minutes with somebody like Bruiser Kowalski or somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's gonna really just tear your arm off for no reason. Then you tell me it's fake. That's what I'm
Bruiser Kowalski?
Kowalski, exactly.
Is he Jewish, gentleman?
No. I think he came from I don't know, like Kansas or someplace like that. I don't really remember.
Probably have Jewish people in Kansas. I don't know. Interesting. So that's great, man. I'm glad that you're doing well. I'm glad. Well, I don't know how well you're doing, but I'm glad that you're out
You're
there.
doing fantastic. And Devon, I appreciate your intelligible questions here. These are
you're
some
welcome, man.
good quality programming for the fine folks of your whatever the hell name this show is, whatever it is. Okay,
that's a great point. So have you been watched any current wrestling of today? You watch AEW? I'm an AEW guy.
You're at AEW. That's good. They got this big show coming up in London, I believe, coming up here soon. So yeah, I'll probably be like in across the street at whatever venue they got their pub, something like that. We'll probably be putting on a show out in the park. Well, they don't have parking lots in England. Never mind. I'll probably just be in the street, whatever.
So you're gonna go to England.
Out here in the
You're gonna go. You have money to go fly to England and wrestle across the street from Wembley Stadium.
No, I'm actually getting on a boat after my match this week because I can't afford an airplane ticket. What are you talking about? It's gonna take me like 2 weeks to get there.
I think it's a lot longer than 2 weeks on,
get
on
passage
a boat.
on exactly. Go get passage on a cargo ship.
Wasn't it like 3 months to go across? Well, I think maybe it's back in the day when they had like wood ships. How long does it take to get across the ocean? Producer, can you look that up for me?
Oh, I like your. By the way, I like your producer. Man's got a fine head of hair.
I don't know why. He's luscious locks over there.
He's talking about his beard.
To get from and what you're going out of North Carolina. So we're going North Carolina to England. We're gonna see how long it takes to get to the merry old land of Ing.
And just
3 to 4 weeks.
Wind it back. Where you said
how do you take shortcuts through the ocean? Isn't it a straight fucking line? What do you mean take shortcuts? Oh, it says if you get lucky, you can do it in 2 weeks. Okay, so you're gonna go. You're gonna take some shortcuts.
Yeah,
I understand.
Naturally.
Now, are you on a passenger? Or are you gonna get on just like you said, sneak on a cargo ship?
Oh yeah, no. I cannot pay. I had a rental for. I wrestle for dental floss. Like it's not like I'm gonna go over and do. Hey y'all at the carnival, can I please get myself one ticket for one of these freaking ships of yours?
Have you ever thought about doing another line of work?
No.
Just in your
Have
DNA,
you ever seen that movie, The Wrestler? He was working at that deli. Just pitiful
Never
stuff,
seen The Wrestler.
Man. Yeah.
What
Terrible.
do you do,
Devon?
Oh
shit!
You disappoint me, Devon.
I thought you were talking about Ready to Rumble. I don't know why I thought that was the movie you're talking about. You're talking about that's a completely different words than what you said.
Listen. I'm doing the Butcher gig the hell out of my head, and I still wouldn't watch that movie.
You actually look like Randy the Ram in your picture there, Pete. So you the wrestler, he was working in the deli, just living in a camper.
Oh man, I'd love to live in a camper. That guy had it great in that side.
Oh, so you think Randy the Ram was living a dream?
Exactly. What are you talking about?
Interesting. Cool. You would
I
have
will
loved
say-
to work at a deli and work for fucking Tom Papa, whoever his boss was in that.
I will say this. That a fine, delicate woman like Marissa Tomei, I do not believe she would be hanging out with a guy like Randy. I'm just saying. Beautiful young lady like that. I don't know about.
I think Marissa Tomei was in her like late 30s, early 40s in that movie.
What?
In The Wrestler?
No. Fine young woman.
Did you ever see her in My Cousin Vinny?
I don't think I ever saw that movie, unfortunately.
You don't have the VHS?
No, I don't. Probably not. No, if it's not on Betamax, I don't think I've got it. That's just.
I have a Betamax. Do you have a Betamax?
Of course I've got a Betamax. What are you talking about?
What kind of vehicle are you driving there, buddy?
I drive myself an 82 Oldsmobile. Still running.
82 Cadillac Oldsmobile?
Got about 800,000 miles on it.
800,000.
Got to cross that 1 million mark.
Oh, you're going to get 1 million miles.
I'm working on it.
It's all highway miles.
It's all exactly. It's all highway
exactly.
miles.
It's fine. It's like you're going stop and go traffic. You're just driving from town to town to wrestle for $10 and some dental floss.
$10, damn! I'd take that now. You got $10?
So what do you
I'm getting paid
Pete?
for being on this show.
Are you foraging for your food? What are you eating, Pete? We're very concerned about you now.
No.
Listen, how do you keep up those muscles? I heard you need a lot of protein.
Exactly. There is nothing that 100,000 milligrams of straight horse testosterone won't cure when it comes to nutrition. I'm just saying that right now. I gotta dehydrate myself to get those veins popping.
Are you
know what I'm saying?
So, your way into that?
So what?
I don't know. What's that mean, man?
I think the producer got it.
But yeah, so there's not. My caloric intake is mostly earned from the blood of my opponents and things like that. I drink occasionally, but I enjoy myself a nice crisp Budweiser after my matches, like the famous Stone Cold did at one time. So But no, that's most of my most of my intake is very much just horse testosterone. That's primarily what I ingest.
Horse testosterone, maybe like some popcorn in the stands that's been left over.
Yeah. Listen, my wedding tackle is shriveled to the point that a Mike and Ike would make me jealous. I'm just telling you right now. So I do all the steroids all the time, and I don't worry about anything else.
You're just taking steroids. You're in impeccable shape to be a 71-year-old man, 73-year-old man.
Precisely.
Out there still wrestling. Well,
Exactly.
we're very concerned about you, Pete. We hope that. Are you actually really going to wrestle, or are you just?
Oh, I know. Yes, absolutely.
Who are you wrestling
boys,
this weekend?
I told you I'm wrestling Otto Von Ruthless. Very very famous wrestler in the mid upper Fayetteville Federation up there in Fayetteville, North Carolina, as they say. So
that's what they say. They say up there in Fayetteville.
That's what they say.
So in Fayetteville, you're wrestling. Is this like a county fair? Or are you wrestling at like a bar or a parking lot?
No, actually, a county fair would be an upgrade. They're doing a farmer's market, and we're just kind of the promotions off to the side of that farmer's market. There's an old church parking lot that's abandoned, burned down a number of years ago. We're gonna set up our ring there and go for it.
So you run the promotion, or are you just a part of the promotion?
Well, I primarily just try to join in with the promotions. A lot of the promoters will call me up and say something to the effect of, "Pete, we need somebody to get their ass kicked this weekend. We need you to come on down." Oh, you betcha,
no.
you betcha. You know what I'm saying? I'll come on down there to do that.
See, I was led to believe, Pete, that you were a big time wrestler. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize that you were just some job guy.
We didn't know you were homeless.
We didn't know you were a homeless job guy that wrestles in parking lot. This is much sadder than I thought I was going to be.
You're like the person I park away from in the Walmart parking lot.
Have you eaten today, Pete? We're very concerned.
No, I definitely have eaten today. There was a couple of cockroaches on the floor this morning next to the city hall, and so I took care of those. Got myself some protein. That's primarily what you got to get is that protein.
Do you have a gym membership anywhere?
Yeah.
No. Who needs a gym membership? There's broken concrete. Again, the infrastructure of America sucks balls, gentlemen. So you can find something to lift down here anywhere you go.
Get those old burnt out church rocks and start lifting them up in the air, man. Exactly. So you definitely.
I got my shake weight. I got the shake weight.
Just the shake weight. You don't have to do that into the video. we understand what a shake weight is. Wowee. Tom, you got any questions for the old Pete man here?
I have absolutely none. The only question I had was how he managed to keep his perfect package, but we've already discussed that. He takes copious amounts of horse semen.
Horse steroids.
Well, he said he would be jealous of a microphone. So he hasn't kept his perfect package.
I'm gonna assume.
That's I had to get yellow trunks because I pissed myself so much, and there's a lot of vitamin C in there, so that's kind of turned green.
We know a guy that does that. We know a guy that does that problem. Seriously, you were talking about drinking.
You just slap in the face.
Here's the trick. You take a couple of socks, and of course you don't wash these socks. You stuff them down into the front of your trunks there. It gets the girls kind of excited, if you know what I'm saying. And then when you got your opponents down in that chokehold, you got them in that head scissors, as I was talking about. Boy, they're smelling. They're getting a good whiff of that right there. It makes them turn a little bit green. Whoa, so that's one of the tricks of the trade.
You wrestle as a heel primarily.
Oh, very much so, very much so. Babyface is not for me. No,
that's right. You like getting the ire of the crowd.
Exactly.
Now, have you ever had anything? Have you ever had anything happen, Pete, in the parking lot? Anyone ever try to come harass you or attack you or anything?
Absolutely. You mentioned guns getting pulled on your. I get attacked just about weekly. It seems like at these events. I'm out there. I'm getting nuclear levels of heat, if you know what I'm saying. I go out there, I run down, talk about their grandmas.
Nagasaki, Hiroshima, getting that nuclear levels of heat.
Exactly.
Talking about my guy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. No. I'll go in. I'll insult somebody's grandma. I'll kiss their grandma when they don't want you to, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, you're grandpa age. It's like it would just be
no. And
73 is grandpa age. I don't know if you noticed it. I think both of my grandfathers died before 70, like well before 73. So
Should have been taking those horse testosterone.
They were
Yeah,
just
man. They
taking
should have been
bumps in the
wrestling in
ring.
parking lots for dental floss, really.
Yes. Now, what
And
kind of
they
dental
lived to look
floss?
like me.
Are you
So-
getting actual boxes of dental floss? Or are you getting like the picks that have the little dental
What do you
floss
do?
pieces?
No,
Dental
we get
floss
mint
for?
mint flavored dental floss. Come on, I got a little bit of respect here. I still got a little bit of respect left.
Do you have
Okay.
teeth to use it?
Yes. Do you have any teeth?
Absolutely.
So that's your
Okay, I
main
got
importance,
two or-
keeping your
two-
teeth. Are you having
I got two
nightmares
or three
about
of them
losing
in
your
there.
teeth?
Do you ever have nightmares
No,
about losing
no.
your teeth? Yeah. What a great question. What a great
I've,
question.
I'm just wondering why you
I've
wrestling
lost
for
most
dental
of my
floss.
real teeth. I've lost most of my real teeth, so they're
Uh-huh.
all implants and those fake things that they shove up in there.
How did you afford? Now let me understand here.
Is this why you're living on
How
the
are
street?
you affording dental implants, which cost thousands of dollars, but you
They
wrestle
do
for
nowadays.
you-
You're right. They do. No. See, I again, you talked about them territory days, and I'd go in and I'd do dang near anything. Now, sometimes you find yourself a special someone that's willing to pay you a little bit of money to do some things behind a barn that might embarrass the general public, but you're willing to do them, and what do you know? You get new grill out of them, just like that. So,
I
hey,
didn't realize that Pete
What did you
was
do
the
to?
fucking prostitute who wrestles for dental floss.
Okay, I thought we were going to talk to a
It-
wrestler. I didn't know we were going to talk to
It
a
went
whore.
in such a different way I thought it was gonna go. I thought we were gonna talk about some hammer locks, some power slams. You know, you were talking about how you used to wrestle. Maybe you wrestled Ric Flair.
But we
in
talking
the
to a guy who
80s.
sucks
No,
dick behind
you were
a barn.
you were sucking dick behind a barn. And I guess wrestling. I don't even. You say you wrestle in a parking lot, so it's.
I never
it's
said anything about
is it-
sucking no man's dick. I just said I did think most people would be embarrassed by behind bars.
You certainly alluded to it. I'll say that.
Listen,
You
you mentioned
definitely-
Ric Flair.
I think you're trying to no sell your prostitution, sir. And I think
You might be right.
Are you making a commentary
Ric
about
Flair
wrestling? How
has
they
had
whore themselves
16
out?
Exactly.
You gotta
Ric
sell
Flair
yourself.
has had
Your job's to go out
16
there
belts.
and get yourself over, man.
Exactly. And how do you get yourself over? You do anything
By
they
getting
want.
slammed into a ladder at a story high height.
He
That
watched
works.
the match. He watched the ladder match last week. I don't know if you saw it, Pete.
Oh,
where-
okay.
Andre flipped over Buddy Matthews off the top of a ladder onto another ladder, and it looked like it really hurt. Probably,
I was
probably
like,
not a
not
bump
look
that hurts
good.
that bad.
I to be honest,
think he
I don't
dislocated
often.
his shoulder too.
Most
That wasn't
likely,
that
most
bump,
likely.
but yeah.
I normally don't go into the ladders thing. I will this weekend because that's what they asked of me. They said it's a
To fix
shoots
the AC
ladders
unit on
match.
top
I
of the
said,
building.
You better believe it. You better
What
believe
is now?
it. I
What
do
is
I
a
gotta do.
shoots and ladders match?
Well, I wish I knew. They haven't actually told me.
Also,
I just
wait a
figure
minute.
when I get there at the ring,
Also-
I'll find out.
You also said it was in a steel cage.
Exactly.
So yeah,
exactly.
shoots and ladders and
In a
steel.
steel
Are
cage.
you just playing the board game shoots and ladders out of a steel cage in a parking lot?
I hope not, but again, if it's a payday, it's a payday. You said a man's got to eat, right? So
Man's got to
you do
eat
what you
some
gotta
dental
do.
floss, dental floss, cockroaches, and horse cum
Do you
is
eat
what
the
we're
dental floss?
snacking on. It's minty.
Do you eat dental floss, Maddie? Do you eat dental? I put dental floss in my teeth like that, and
Mhm.
I take care of my teeth. Man's got to protect his
He
teeth
probably
now.
Can
Come
I
on,
see
flosses
your
man.
gut?
really,
Can you
really
Well, I
efficiently.
guess you can't because it's a picture. But how bad are your gums?
They're great. If he's flossing, they're probably great. What are you talking about?
I mean,
Exactly.
he just did this motion. I mean, wait.
You're,
never mind.
to be
I'm sorry.
fair,
I'm
he
sorry.
was sawing away from the shake weight. He's like,
Yeah,
I get
but-
in there like, and I'm like, he's probably very strong because of the shake
Thank you,
weights.
Devon. Thank you. I appreciate that support. Thank you. Thank you.
I really
It's a
wasn't
support.
but
Can your
yeah, I don't
gums
know, I
support
was
your
just-
teeth?
shoots and ladders. So are there guns involved in this match? Because are you saying shoots?
That's a good question.
I hope not. Again, I really didn't
that.
get a lot of clarification.
You don't know.
I
You're just showing up for the
I'm
basic.
sorry.
You said, hey, you're coming.
Real quick, I just
Yeah.
want to interject. I'm sorry,
Please.
podcast listeners. We've been doing a visual show. I'll try to explain what's going on for the podcast listeners. I'm
wait,
bald.
just-
Thanks, Maddie. Thanks. That
Thank you
was
for just
fantastic.
ripping the e-brake up for no reason.
I've been
say
meaning to
that.
do that. I've been meaning to do that. Just
What are
make
you
sure
doing,
you
man?
Consider the podcast
Now,
listeners.
To
Now,
be
y'all
fair,
mentioned
he is
Ric Flair.
responsible for the audio version, so I appreciate it.
I-
Man.
I-
He is bald.
I did mention Ric Flair one time.
Devon, I appreciate your mention, Ric Flair. Ric Flair is a
Nature Boy.
16-time recognized. That's right, a 16 times recognized heavyweight champion of the world. I
And-
personally have held over 120 heavyweight championship belts.
Let's see if Matt keeps his promise. Now I'm wearing a shirt here, and I think you understand. It's Flair country where we're from, boy. Matt didn't help
where?
at all
That's
by
right.
explaining that I was pointing to a South Carolina shirt. He
Oh yeah, I'm
immediately
sorry.
broke his front.
He's
Yeah, it's
pointing to a
cool.
South
You, I
Carolina-
mean, but
he's a
you just
South
stopped the
Carolina
show
Gamecock.
to
I'm
say you were
wearing
going
a
to do it,
tank
and then
top
you
with
didn't do it
Mechagodzilla on
immediately.
it.
That's the thing I'm getting at. There was no reason for you to do that. There was no reason. Anyway, we're in Flair country,
But-
baby.
I'm also wearing sunglasses
Oh, my
and a
daughter's just like, I
dog
shouldn't do that.
collar.
Now I've held over 160 belts. Mostly it was while guys were going to the
160?
bathroom. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mostly if guys were going to the bathroom, I was holding their belt for them. Out
Who
in
takes-
wherever.
Wait a minute. Who takes their belt off? They go to the bathroom and gives it to a stranger.
Can
Who
you
does
hold this
that?
for me while I piss?
How
If you need to tie it on your neck and hang yourself, go ahead.
That sounds like a
I'll get it
YouTube
later.
prank video where some guy takes his belt off, goes, hold this for me, and goes and pisses in the bathroom. But that's what happened. And this has happened in Fayetteville.
I'm just telling you, it happens all across the country. Now I mentioned I
The
mentioned
70s are rough.
I wrestled in Tulsa. Now y'all have heard of Montezuma's Revenge, right? Y'all are familiar with what Montezuma's Revenge is.
I
I'm shaking
don't.
my head
Now listen, Pete. You and I are wrestling guys, and we know all about
exactly,
Montezuma's
Devon,
Revenge.
exactly.
But Matt's not a wrestling guy. I mean, why don't you explain to Matt what that is?
Matty, Montezuma Revenge is you go down to Mexico, you drink the water, and you're crapping your pants the whole way home. I mean, that's Montezuma's
Wait a
Revenge.
minute.
Anywhere that's not in the state.
I legitimately thought Montezuma's Revenge was like a wrestling thing, like the Montreal screw job. I apologize. I didn't realize you're talking about shitting your
Devon,
brains
good
out with
grief, man.
diarrhea.
Now, America has got something very similar to Montezuma's Revenge. It's called living in Tulsa. So when I was down there, we all had to wear brown trousers.
Oh, great. Now we just lost all of our Tulsa viewers. I don't really think Tulsa, we love you. We have one of our good friends lives in Tulsa. And you know,
Is he a good friend?
we love
That's
the place.
disappointing.
I don't know
I
why
don't
you would
believe
say that
so.
on a podcast, Matt, that he one day may hear.
I was asking.
Yes, Levi is our
Well,
friend.
why would you say his
I shouldn't
name?
have said his name. I should have
Why
said
would
his
you
name.
say his name?
I don't know. Who wants to live in Tulsa? That's a great point.
That's
Or
a good
Roberts
point.
is there.
My point exactly.
To the podcast
My point
listeners,
exactly.
he just said Levi.
Are you looking up what are the downsides of living in Tulsa? Why would you Google that?
I've tried.
Impressive. Anyway, Pete.
I Google everything
For
you guys
you
talk about.
listeners at home, I'm a handsome 6'3" chiseled man.
Well, you'll be in the thumbnail, man.
Just wanna- Good. That's what I want to make sure.
Your steroid-ridden body
With
your
perfect
shake weight.
teeth. Perfect teeth.
Perfect teeth.
Perfect
73-year-old chiseled.
Eroded
I don't.
gums.
Again, we're not sure how he's keeping the physique. We don't know how. I mean, it
He's
must
eating
be
something.
He's getting 3,000 or 4,000 calories of
Are
semen.
you eating roadkill?
Clearly. Yeah. Would you eat some
A
roadkill?
man's got to eat. I'd find turtles on the side of the road. You guys got armadillos down here in the south. It's great.
We
It's
do
a
got
roadkill
armadillos.
surprise all over the place.
How would you eat this turtle? Are you killing the turtle and eating it? Or are you like?
Are you eating living turtles, Devon? What are you talking about? Yes, I killed a turtle.
Well, what I was saying was, do you find a
It
dead
is
turtle?
fast.
Are you finding
I
a
just
living
go
turtle?
Scoop one out of the damn swamp and flip it over and just go, woo, here we go, boys.
To the
I bet
podcast
you could eat
listeners,
that. I bet
he
you
is
could. I
flipping the
bet you-
turtle over and
I
stabbing
bet
it.
your teeth are in such good shape you could just bite right through a turtle shell.
Maybe.
floss a
Maybe.
lot.
It's a possibility. I do floss a lot.
Maybe it's a possibility. All right. Well, interesting, man. I guess I don't know what's a big wrestling cliche we could talk about. Your thoughts on the steroid
no, hold
trials?
Hold on a second. I love the steroid trials. What are you talking about? I would have been witness
Do you-
number one if I was in the WWE. Let me
Do you
tell
think
about
that now? Let me ask you a question. Would you have done what Hulk Hogan did, and would you have testified against Vince McMahon, or would you have kept kayfabe alive like Dave Schultz and slapped the shit out of John Stossel?
Exactly. That's how you do it. Hulk Hogan is a sellout, worthless, nothing but just one of the crappiest people you'll ever meet. He could do all the accomplishments in the wrestling world he wants. The man sold his soul to the devil to
I
tell
heard
people about steroids.
I got a
A
question
perfect
if I could.
description of Hulk Hogan. Okay, go ahead.
You keep insulting those people for breaking kayfabe, but isn't the act of you being on the show breaking kayfabe in and of itself?
But what are you talking about? What are you talking? Producer man, you need to just go back and take that perfect head of hair of yours back
I don't
there.
know. He refuses to admit that Chris Benoit's dead and that Owen Hart's dead.
I had dinner with him last week. What are you talking about?
What did you have for dinner? Was
we
was
probably
it
ate
was it
eggs?
was it
eggs or
Dwayne's
something
like
like that.
Dwayne's dick that was mailed to him? Is anyone
Now,
gonna
see,
get that reference?
That's no selling. That's no selling. Dwayne cuts off his Peter, and he's got just standing around like it's nothing. Man, I'm telling you, a man doesn't do that. If you cut off your man junk, you're gonna be painful. You're gonna be dancing around like, oh, my penis, my penis.
Did you do that when your
Dwayne
penis
really-
shrink to a Mike and Ike?
I don't think your
Just
penis
because my
shrinks when
penis
you
is
do
smaller
steroids.
than a Mike and Ike doesn't mean that mine sure did. What are you talking about?
I think
Dwayne
I think
isn't a canon character.
he's part of the not worth your time canon for the rest of
I
forever.
literally
To be
and ever.
fair,
referred him on
if you're
your
an audio-
podcast. Oh wait, I didn't.
If you're an
You
audio
got rid
only
of him.
listener, you'll see it. It's still on the audio only versions. There's an episode there with him on it.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
It's
with all
called
Nicholas
this
Dwayne.
test episode, but
Interesting.
Okay.
I had something I wanted to say, and I completely forgot what it was because
boy, man, you need to write stuff
I have
down.
a disease. I don't know,
You
man.
tell him, Maddie.
I'm
You
just,
tell him. How
Right,
about you
yeah.
two? I want to see you two get in a ring together.
Me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Me and him?
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Like to see
What do you
that.
want us to do to each other?
Whatever happens in a ring, happens in a ring, baby.
I got a question. Who would win in a match?
I'm
The Perfect Package, Pete McGillicuddy, or Pitbull?
Ooh,
Ooh.
this is something. This is
Pitbull.
something.
What's his
Well, see,
last name? That's almost
Pitbull-
exactly the same.
Pitbull
Pitbull
McKenzie
has
or
this
something.
thing called aerodominancy because he's bald. He thinks he's aerodynamic.
For the listeners at home, he's pointing at his ball.
I'm pulling in my bald cap. For podcast listeners. So what he does, his finisher is, I'm a charging my skull bash, and he charges and hits the guy in the gut or in the head. You know, he gives himself a concussion every time.
I truly
Did you
hope,
just say
Maddie. I truly hope.
aerodynamic? I don't know. I have to go back.
I truly hope that this man is less idiotic than you're treating him right now.
You just say
Aerodominancy.
aerodynamicy.
Aerodominancy.
Because I'm telling you right now,
Aerodominancy.
if the man you are presenting right now is what he actually is like in the ring, I
Dude,
will
like-
wipe
like
the
I
floor
said,
with
he
this
only-
fool.
He has like one fan me. I mean, and I can't beat
Oh,
it. I can't be at every match, so I leave a cardboard box saying LFG.
saying Maddie.
Yeah,
Here's
no,
Matty.
I'm just say LFG, and he knows.
What does LFG
Yeah,
stand for? Is that
Maybe
looking
I
for
can get him to
gays?
come on the show one day, but he knows.
Someday we're gonna have
Oh,
Maddie
looking
on
for
here.
okay.
I
I
like
thought
that.
I thought the producer might go a little longer there. Interesting.
I'm
So
sorry,
let
what?
me ask you a question. With Dwayne the Rock Johnson, you
Mhm.
maybe you've heard of him.
I have.
What do you think about his meteoric rise in wrestling and him actually leaving the industry to go make movies and become the most highest paid actor of all time?
So
good question.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson is like a third or 15th generation wrestler, something like that.
Yeah, I
His,
think
his,
he's
his
been wrestling
daddy,
since the
his daddy was wrestling, and so I got nothing. But
What happened to
respect
his
for the
dad?
Man. I don't know what happened to his dad to get
I'm pretty
arrested.
sure
I
he's
don't know.
dead.
Why'd you- Good. There we go.
pretty
Fantastic.
sure the Rock's dad's dead.
Well, that's disappointing. It's unfortunate to hear that. But no,
He died in
for
2020.
the man to go on and to take on these roles in Hollywood and whatnot, just do it. Just get away. If you're gonna wuss out on the wrestling industry, just go away permanently. I don't need to see you teasing that you're coming back for SummerSlam or teasing that you're coming back to face your cousin, what's his name, Uso. Just be done with it. Be done
Mufasa?
with it. Yes, Mufasa. Oh my
When
gosh.
Scar wrestled Mufasa at the end of the Lion King,
That was a terrific
At the
terrific
end
match,
of Lion
Maddie.
King,
Thank
you saw a different movie.
Thank
than I
you.
did.
it was a good match, and you thought that they
Devon.
should have put Mufasa. They should have put Mufasa over.
Devon, how have you been a host with this man for this long? I'm just curious. I don't understand. Is this the first episode for real?
Nice.
Because if it is, you might want to just think of
We've been
getting a different
pals.
job.
we
Me or
talking about?
him? I didn't know you were gonna insult me so much, man. I thought
Yeah,
that
I didn't know.
No,
I
no,
ain't-
no.
you
What
know,
are you, what are you
Oh,
talking
you're
gonna
a
be
about?
nice
guest
to
on here,
us.
and then you're
Listen. You
Is
all let
this-
me come
is
on
this-
your show.
Is this a Jim
you're a
Norton
paid guest.
versus?
I'm getting paid. Well, I'm going to sing y'all's praises right now.
We're sending
y'all
you a
out there
box
in
of
wrestling
dental
land-
floss as we speak.
Is this the
Oh,
third
oh,
annual
okay.
Blink Off
Okay.
thing?
Oh my god!
Blink off.
No one gets these references, Matt. No one
Uh-huh.
understands what you're saying.
To the podcast
can't
listeners
just
at home,
make-
I'm shaking my head at Maddie right now. Shaking, right? Just like that.
You
See?
and
With
you
the
and
shake
you
one. It's up and
invented
down, up and down.
a wrestler that like, you could have done a real wrestler. Like there's no reason to do what you did. But anyway,
Don't listen to
I
him.
got
What you
I
did's
got
alright,
it.
I
better.
Face.
What you did's better,
I
man.
don't know. I don't know about all that. He does. To be fair, Matt's just now become a
The
wrestling fan.
podcast listeners, I just gave a thumbs up to the producer.
Hold on now a
Thank
second.
you.
Now, I want to bring this back to this. I know y'all got a certain time limit. I've done 60 minutes Broadway before. I understand how this works. So
what you doing Broadway?
it's a term, Matt.
Don't
It's a
open it
term.
up.
You're
Don't
making me sad.
open it up.
No,
Don't open up the
it's
alley.
literally a reference to wrestling.
Oh,
There
is
was an
it?
old 60 minutes Broadway
I
meant you
don't
took
know.
the whole 60
I don't
minutes
know.
in a match. Oh my dear mother Jesus. Okay,
Who did you
listen,
wrestle
Matty,
in the 60 minutes to Broadway match?
Mhm.
I've done a lot of those kind of matches. Grizzly Bear was one of them, certainly. Chainsaw Leonard out in California. That
Maple
was another
Syrup,
one.
whatever
Maple
his name
Syrup
was.
Jones. Maple Syrup Jones.
That's
You better
right.
believe it.
Mhm.
But no, I got a real question because Maddie, you recently have converted to the way you've seen the light. You've
Mhm.
taken the gospel of wrestling now. So, what was your favorite match recently, Maddie? I want to know. This is the
Yeah.
people, the wrestling fans would like
All
to
right.
know what your favorite.
There
match
was this emo in AEW. There was this emo, twink with
Yep, that's a perfect description of
half
Darby
a
Allin.
skull on his face, painted on his
Mhm.
face.
I knew exactly
And
who you were
there-
talking about right from the
and
get go.
Japanese guy with a crazy haircut, and I was rooting for the Japanese guys.
Also
so
know
hard.
exactly who you're talking about.
I don't
gotcha.
know any of the names.
No, people know
That
what
was
you're talking
the
about.
best. I was the Japanese guy started whooping his ass. I was like, "Fuck yeah, kick his ass, kick his ass."
I think
man.
Darby won with a roll up in that one
He
or
did.
something like that.
Yeah, he won with a roll. He, like,
Yeah.
The
he
most
hadn't pinned him,
devastating
he
move
did
in
this-
wrestling right now.
He did this
His-
Marilyn Manson thing where he does to suck his own dick. He like flipped over.
It's an impressive move. Impressive move, I gotta say. Yeah, no, Maddie, I appreciate you being honest about that. That's good. We're bringing more people into the wrestling fold. Now you're gonna go back and watch some of these old matches, and you're gonna see Greg the Hammer Valentine drop that elbow on some jobber from back in the old days, and you're gonna say, now this
A
is
jobber,
wrestling.
a jobber, much like yourself.
Maybe. I don't. We
I
don't talk
understand
about
maybe
that.
about what is your overall win loss record?
Have you bit a train?
What?
I don't know.
Devon,
What's
Devon,
your
I
overall?
don't keep track of wins and losses. Let's put it that way. I
You
just don't keep track of it.
If you had to
If I had
guess,
to,
what would you guess?
estimate, I do about 18 matches a week.
Jesus
few matinees
Christ.
every Sunday.
18 matches a week.
So I've probably lost over 10,000 matches in my time.
Can I
give
ask
or
a
take
question
a
real
few
quick?
thousand.
So you're like
Please, Maddie. Please.
10,000.
Is one of your matches
I've,
with
I've
dinner?
won a few. Dinner, yeah, I do have a lot of matches with dinner where I have to wrestle a rat to survive.
Do you
wrestles-
count those as matches?
He wrestles
I
hunger every
don't.
night. Now, do you call the gay sex you have with men? Do you call that wrestling?
What? There was a time we certainly did. Yes, not anymore.
I got a question. How much dental floss do you get for doing that Marilyn Manson move Maddie was talking about earlier?
the suck your dick move that Matt was talking
I
about.
would imagine a
we
lot
do-
of rolls
we-
of dental
I-
floss.
I call the rollover the Marilyn Manson suck your dick. All right, because I mean, really.
I guess you do roll a guy up and his legs are up over his head.
Yeah.
So, and of course, Matt immediately thinks of sucking your own dick when he sees that move.
It's the
for
most,
some
like,
reason.
man, I wish I could do
devastating
that.
move of all wrestling.
At least he didn't think about the position Crispin was. Never mind.
I'm pretty
No,
sure this. What is
I
the
have
gayest?
never.
What
I
did you
haven't
think the
brought- I
gayest
haven't
move?
said his
In,
name once this episode, and it's been
what do you
you
think
two,
the gayest move in
and
wrestling
you said
is?
it 3 times. Gayest
The
move in wrestling?
schoolboy? Maybe, I don't know. That one has a
That's a roll up. Isn't a
interesting
schoolboy
name.
roll up?
yes.
Stink
Okay,
face.
I
You don't
saw
think
a
the stink?
move
You don't think
where
the stink face
someone-
is the gayest move in wrestling?
That's what I was gonna say. The one where you shove the guy's face in your ass. That's got to be the gayest.
that
those
move
moves.
No, no, I mean,
times,
where you
exactly
shove
what the
the,
stink
you
face
know.
is.
We shove his face in my ass, or is it where I shove my ass in his face? What's
My
up?
ass, your face. What's up? Do you think that when the Undertaker like pins people and his dick and balls are right in someone's face as he like crosses their arms over and pins
Oh,
them, and it's just dick and balls right here in his face? Do you think that's the
Mhm.
gayest move in wrestling?
No,
Are you saying the
that's just
Undertaker's
how you
gay?
do it. That's just what
No,
you do.
Undertaker.
You've seen
the-
Rhea Ripley pin somebody, haven't you?
Oh yeah, she does. She puts some girls' legs over their head for sure,
Mhm.
man. Oh, the
Mhm.
first picture of that one. Look, go to the very top, Tom. It's exactly what I was talking about. Look, it's dick and balls right in his face. If you
Can
can
you
put
show
that on
it?
camera,
Can you
for everyone
show
to
it?
see.
Can you
Yeah,
put
please
it-
show that. Typed in. I don't. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Interesting. So let's go through this list here, the 15 most homoerotic moves. And you tell me how many you performed on men.
Earthquake splash. Holy shit.
Never heard of that. It's a
that's
landslide. So,
Landslide.
all right, keep going. Why is the pedigree gay? I mean, he put his head between his legs, but it's not like that. It's not like he has it face up. Then it would probably be pretty gay.
Is this list literally the bear hug? No, that's not.
Why is the bear hug gay? He just let's see, the what's up.
Again, y'all trust
pretty
too much
gay
of
move.
the internet. That's just all there is to it.
Have you used
This
the
fancy
internet?
technology. Now, what's up is a pretty gay move, Matt. Have you ever seen this, Matt?
No,
one
I
guy
haven't.
holds the guy's legs up, and then the other guy jumps and he puts his head right in his dick and balls. That's the move.
It's a flying headbutt. It's a flying headbutt. That's all it is. Flying
Don't know
headbutt.
why it's called the was up. It's just what they did when they did it, and it was over as fuck with the crowd. Where'd the list go? We're looking through the list. Are you showing Matt the was up?
Oh, okay.
Well, why? Of course, you
that's
need
the
to type wrestling
Budweiser.
after
That's
it.
the Budweiser ad.
What? Someone did that to me. in one of my-
Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. We're
This is
watching.
the was up, Matt.
All right, I'm watching. What the? Is he gonna eat his
You
ass?
like that? He immediately said, "What the fuck?" You don't like that, Matt?
It just
He's
seems.
having a hard time playing.
It just seems. Kinda, what the-
Devon, Maddie, it's been a pleasure, gentlemen. I really appreciate you bringing me on, but I
All right,
realize
Dylan,
I
we got
gotta
to talk more about sucking and
Eating
fucking
ass.
on these wrestling guys.
yeah. You know, I respect. I told you we respect those hour time limits, and I gotta go catch a train by like literally just going and jumping on a train so I can make
You
it
gotta
to
get to
Fayetteville in time
Fayetteville.
for this
Hey
weekend.
man, I
That's right.
You gotta
respect
get to Fayetteville.
the boxcar kids, man. Go
Thank
ahead.
you so much
Exactly,
for coming on
exactly.
the program. We appreciate
Hey,
Yeah.
boys, it's been
everything.
a pleasure. For you there in Fayetteville, I hope you're going to be turning out to see me take on Otto Von Ruthless. Don't pay attention to that SummerSlam thing. Actually, I guess SummerSlam's happening this weekend, so
It is
maybe
this
you will.
weekend, yeah.
Maybe you'll go pay attention. That's fine. Have some fun and
Is
catch
he
me in a
making
few
him
weeks
drink
in
his-
England.
Never mind. I'm still.
Yeah, just
I'm
interrupt
still
his
going through the list.
closing monologue. Thank you, Matt.
I'm sorry.
You're just
Appreciate it.
the absolute best.
But boys, it's
So,
been
all right.
fun.
Well, thank you.
I'm going to turn out now and leave y'all to finish out your not worth your time show.
Thanks,
Thanks,
sir.
man.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Dan Soku driver.
Wowee. That man has. Wow. I thought for sure this was going to be like, hey, and yeah, I've won championships. And all that stuff.
Yeah.
This man never won a wrestling match, apparently. He just
Well,
gets
he's won-
fucked
he's
and
won a
turned
few.
out at these. No, I don't think he's ever won a wrestling match.
Well, he said he
clearly.
includes some of his matches with his food. I mean, he's had to won some.
He probably wrestled like a small deer maybe and killed it, or a turtle, and wrestled it and put it in a sleeper hold and got rid of it. Wowee.
Right.
That was
That was something.
wow.
man.
It just kind of made me sad, more than anything. Wow. So I actually going to the wrestling show this weekend, Matt. Are you going?
No, I am not. You're going to the AEW
Okay.
thing right here in South Carolina, I believe.
That's right. AEW.
AEW. Who's is the Kanker sisters wrestling that Japanese girl?
Yep, the Kanker sisters are wrestling the Japanese girl. It's a
We watched her match last Saturday, man. She kicked.
Let me
that
ask you a
girl's
question,
ass.
Matt. So you saw them wrestle last week, and do you think the same people wrestle every week on the same show?
Well, the winners of the what was that match?
Is it the
The
Kanker
winners
sisters
of-
from
Let's
Ed,
think
Ed, and
about it.
Eddie?
The Blade and Butcher. Was it the Blade and something match for wrestling? Who wrestled the Blade and the other guy? For the guy from As I Lay
Well,
Dying.
it wasn't who wrestled. It's not the guy from Adelaide. You're thinking of Tim Lambesis, the man who tried to have his wife murdered. He's not a professional wrestler.
Not As I Lay Dying.
You're getting your artists mixed up here. You're thinking of the
Yeah.
guitar player from Every Time I Die,
Every Time I Die. That's it.
who
yeah.
is a professional wrestler. That's right. He wrestles, and they were in a battle royale. They were wrestling like, I don't know, 20 other people at the same time. So I really can't. If you could just nail down who you think they were there at the end.
Well, the fucking an asshole in jeans.
Oh,
And
Big Bill. He's wrestling
Yeah.
Big Bill, who wrestles in, I guess, Bugsy Jeans earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
what
watching
about
that match and I was like, what the hell is? Why would you wrestle in jeans? But
Well, they're probably the stretchy pant jeans.
I mean, they look uncomfortable. But somehow
Yeah, they
he
do look
won.
uncomfortable.
Somehow
As
he won.
uncomfortable as this episode has been, and how you are as his co-host, but we're going to work on it. It's episode 1. We're gonna figure it out.
Get it figured out, man.
Everything's gonna be better next week.
Should I make
think we have-
less jokes about Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
No, I think you should keep that up.
Okay, I gotta
But
keep that up.
we should definitely keep that going. That was actually
All
a big home run. Kept tied in with Oppenheimer. We can put it in the tags. People will check
Oppenheimer.
it out. And,
Oh,
they'll
did you
think
see
it's
what?
great.
Did you see what Japanese Twitter did after
No.
they found out the Barbenheimer meme that Warner Brothers tweeted out?
No, I didn't. What
A
happened?
bunch of Japanese people started making memes about 9/11.
Oh, that's not very nice.
What? No,
We
I thought
gotta
it was
drop
funny.
another bomb on those Japanese people to teach them a lesson.
So, anyway, I don't know.
But
if
next
we-
week, go ahead, Matt.
Okay, thanks. I don't know if we mentioned, but Neil Romrell, famous
Who's
Amazon
this now?
author.
Who?
He's a famous Amazon author.
Never heard of him.
He is a part of the show now. If you
Oh.
had spent any time with us on
Where
the
is
Rough
he?
Craft, where is he?
Is he busy this week?
I don't know. Let's call him, see if he's busy. Neil,
I'm here every week for this show.
Oh, you want to? Oh, I have someone who would disagree with that.
Who?
Couldn't imagine.
Who? It's episode 1 and I'm here.
That is true. He's
He's
right.
got a point. He's here.
He's batting 1,000.
So next week,
He's batting
I'm trying to wrap it up, Matt.
I don't know, Tommy. Can we do that?
Who was that?
I think
Was
that's
that a
Neil.
recording of
I
somebody?
think he's been watching the show.
It
and
kind
I
of
think he
sounded like
wanted. I think he wanted to promote
the
this
perfect
book.
package.
He'll cut
Pete
in, but
McGillicuddy.
Devin
It
is
kinda
definitely
sounded
trying
like
to
him.
wrap it up.
Oh, am I
Trying to
ruining it?
wrap it up. We can
Multiple
chit chat
times.
tomorrow. I don't care. What's up, guys?
I'm sorry.
How's your weekend?
I just started. I got stopped, and they found a beer in my car.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Neil, that's good. So we'll wrap it up. No one cares about your beer story. I didn't leave that in
Wrap
your
it up,
car.
Devin. What are you doing?
Next week we have an alien as a guest host.
What?
I was told to mention that in my ears. We have an alien as a guest host. It's going to be a good time. Maybe not worth your time, but it's going to be a good time. So hope everyone had a good time.
God damn! Did
I'm
you
going to
just
stop
make that
saying
up?
the word time. I'm going to stop saying the word time. I promise. It's there to say a word and then it kind of loses its meaning like time. I say that. Sorry. Anyway, next time, God damn it. We're gonna have a good, fun, pleasurable evening next time.
Call me bald the second week of August.
All right, guys, that matter. I gotta go. I literally can't stop saying the word time. Anyway, what time is it?
Call me bald in August.
That it? Are we done?
Never.
Turn it off. All right. Next time. We're gonna